So I'm playing every golf course in Melbourne, Australia, and people have started recommending good courses in the comment sections. So if you leave a recommendation below and tell me why I should play the course, I will play whichever one gets the most likes. Stéph recommended Goonwarra because a Pro-Am was played here recently, and I have to say this is probably the best course I have played to date. It's about 45 minutes from the city, but the tee boxes, fairways, the greens, the quality of the grass, everything was excellent. There's plenty of water hazards, sand traps and tree-lined fairways. I teed off at 12 PM and was back around 4 PM. Now I was walking it, but I must say a cart would have been a real benefit here. Hole 1 is a par 4, 320 metres. I unintentionally hit a daisy cutter here, but it finds the fairway and it leaves me with 120 metres to the hole. I hit a 9-iron which lands to the right of the green. My chip goes close and I tap in a par to start the day. Hole 2 is a par 4, 383 metres. I hit a perfect drive down the middle of the fairway. I hit a 7-iron to the middle of the green. The pins are in a tough position today because they're prepping for a tournament the following day. My putt goes well and I take another par. Hole 3 is a par 3, 175 metres. I hit a 5-iron and I catch it a bit thin and it bounces off the right side of the green. I love a good greenside chip and this one gets me as close to the hole as I could have hoped for. It looks like a straightforward tap-in, but it veers left at the last second and I miss my par. Hole 4 is a par 4, 413 metre index 1. This is the hardest hole on the course. My new drive strategy is working well and this stinger shot runs down the centre of the fairway. I take the golf+app's recommendation and hit a 4-iron. It comes up a bit short and I'm chipping from a pocket of heavy sunlight here. Again, I had a decent chip with a relatively straightforward putt that just veers off course at the last minute. Hole 5 is a par 3, 134 metre hole. My app reads 145 metres to the centre. It was into a slight breeze with 3 bunkers across the front. I prefer to go long here, and long it went, straight over the back of the green. I had a tough chip from here onto an uneven surface. It has good pace, but the accuracy was a bit off. My par putt went agonisingly close and it left me with a 3rd bogey in a row. Hole 6 was a par 4, 267 metre hole. I showed some decent gameplay management here, deciding not to hit a driver and to take the water and sand out of play by hitting a 5-iron off the tee. My sand wedge hit the green. This left me with a long putt for birdie. It came close, but not close enough, and I tapped in a par to get me back on track. Hole 7 is a par 3, 156 metre hole. I hit a 6-iron off the tee. I caught the edge of a hill to the right of the green and it just managed to roll on. I had a long putt from here, which caught the cover of the previous hole placement, and I'm not sure if it helped or hindered me, but it came up just short of the hole and I tapped in a par. Hole 8 is a par 5, 529 metres. I hit a good drive down the middle of the fairway and laid up to the green with a 5-iron. It caught a bad hop and it rolled towards the trees, which left me on sparse enough ground for a 70 metre pitch at the hole. I barely made it over the bunker, but it got there and it just caught the fringe of the green. My birdie putt was on the wrong line completely, but the pace was good and I tapped in a par. Hole 9 is a 354 metre par 4. It's a slight dogleg left with bunkers at around 200-ish metres. I went straight over the top of the bunkers and had a 100 metre pitch to the flag. I was right on top of the flag, but with just a bit too much juice on it. I had a long downhill putt for birdie, and for a moment I was really excited about it, only for it to just roll on by, and I ended up tapping in a par to finish out the front line. I was pretty happy with my display here. Par for the front line is 34 and I shot 3 over with 3 bogeys and 6 pars. My main focus today was to try and keep my drives on the fairway and I was managing to do that, so I was really happy. Hole 10 is a par 3, 160 metre hole. I hit a 6-iron and got really lucky not to find a bunker here. I was chipping from the fringes and I caught it pretty well. My putt to save par just barely missed to the right, and as you can see, these greens are really tricky even with a fast putt like that. Hole 11 is a tricky par 4 dogleg right at 349 metres. I cut the corner but just barely, and it left me with 130 metres of an approach shot. I had a long loopy putt from the fringes for a birdie, but I knew well this was just a hit and hope. However, it did go better than expected and I tapped in a par. Hole 12 is a par 5, 493 metres. I hit a decent drive and managed to escape the bunkers lining the fairway. I hit a 3 hybrid and come up about 20 metres short of the green. The flag is protected by a raised hill, so I tried to hit a spinny shot that'll check and hold the green when it lands, but I don't quite get the landing I think that this shot deserves, and it rolls about 20 metres away from the flag. I basically just belt this back towards the hole, and thankfully the hill slowed it down on the return journey and I managed to tap in a par. Hole 13 is a par 4, 301 metres. I hit my worst drive of the day and I end up behind some trees. I have to lay up here and pitch to the left hand side of the green, trying to avoid the bunkers along the way. My chip goes well from here and it leaves me with a decent chance to save par, but I am raged that my putt rims out and I end up taking another bogey. Hole 14 is a par 4, 358 metres. I hit a straight drive down the middle of the fairway and I hit a 9-iron as my approach shot, but I catch it a small bit heavy and it comes up short. I have a decent chip from the fringes and it spins in the right direction for me. I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up 2-putting from here and taking another bogey, but I'm delighted that a 10-metre putt has actually dropped for me.
Come on!
Hole 15 is a par 5, 429 metres. I catch my drive well, but it rolls just into the first cut. There are bunkers and waters in play ahead of me, so I decide to play it safe and tap a 7-iron forward onto the fairway. I have about 70 metres to the hole and I pitch it slightly too long to the back of the green. This leaves me with a long birdie putt from here. I know it's never going to go in, so I just try and get it as close as possible. It's a decent result and it allows me to tap in a par. Hole 16 is a par 3 and this is the course's signature hole. The tee box is on a little island in the middle of a lake and your shot is 166 metres over the water. I decided that I better go long here and I hit a 6-iron which landed just off the back of the green. I had a long loopy putt for birdie, but it didn't quite catch the line I had intended and it came up just short. I tapped in a par here, happy that I stayed dry on this hole. Hole 17 is a par 4, 349 metres. There are sand traps in play from the tee and thankfully I was able to steer clear of them. I hit a sand wedge to the green, but it was just a bit shorter than I had hoped. So I had a really long putt for birdie. It goes relatively close and allows me to tap in a par. Hole 18 is a 375 metre par 4. I hit my drive but I lose sight of the ball in the sun and I have absolutely no idea where it went. I assumed I would find it but I hit a provisional just in case. When I got to the fairway I could see the provisional but I had no idea where the first ball had landed. It was getting really hot out here, well up past 30 degrees at this time of day, and I just did not have the energy to go looking for the first ball. So I decided I'm just going to take a 1-stroke penalty here. To make matters worse, I thinned my 5-iron approach and it ran for miles, straight across the green and into the sand. I was never as grateful that a bunker shot came out as well as it did here, because I was about to keel over with the heat. I tapped in a bogey here and I ran for the shade. I had the exact same score on the back nine as I did on the front nine. 3 bogeys and 6 pars. Overall, par for this course is 70 and I shot 6 over. I was very happy with the round and honestly I don't think I've played better golf over 18 holes. I played from the black tees as well and I thought the pins were in tough positions on the greens. So I'm not sure if I'm getting better or if this is an easy course. But it's most certainly a beautiful course and one that I recommend that people should play. My top tip is that you should get a cart if you're playing here. So if you know any courses that I should play, comment it below and I will play the one that gets the most likes. If you made it to the end, hit the follow button and I'll see you next time.